Chainsaw Man chapter 180 has dropped after a 1-week break, and it's titled Aging's World, and you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but we have gotten domain expansions in Chainsaw Man now. JJK ended, and Chainsaw Man stole the idea of domain expansions. Okay, not exactly, but you'll see what I mean in a few seconds. So the chapter begins with Yoru and the Aging Devil facing off just where we left them on the last chapter in 179. They both point at each other, about to say something terrible, but the Aging Devil says bang, which is kind of unexpected because how can it do that? The next thing that Yoru knows is she is falling and then running through an alleyway, the same alleyway that Denji constantly found himself dreaming about. Then she wakes up in this mysterious forest area. It's very peaceful, very serene, and honestly somewhere I would want to visit. Yoru and Asa look around in the same body still, and they see Denji laying on the ground next to them, to which Yoru immediately starts saying bang towards Denji, but nothing happens. When she realizes that nothing happens, she puts her finger right in his mouth and says bang multiple times, hoping for some kind of reaction, but still, no dice. It's at this moment that a mysterious man in underwear appears and says hello to her. He very quickly establishes that this is the world that the Aging Devil has created, so it's kind of like a domain, but there's probably not as many rules. He explains that he used to be a devil hunter and that he was pretty good at it too, but one day he unfortunately ended up in this mysterious world owned by the Aging Devil. He said he walked by a mirror and noticed the lines in his face from smiling too much, wrinkles, and he got pretty insecure about it, and he said, gosh, I wish there was an Aging Devil because I would make a contract with it and then I wouldn't have to age anymore, and then boom, he ends up here. Yoru and Asa really don't care about this, so they just say where's the exit, because like most people they want to get out and get back to the real world because they have bigger things to deal with. The guy says that he hasn't found one, but there was one person who's been there that has escaped. The guy says that he hasn't found an exit to the place and that he's been there for a little while and he just hasn't ever found one in his years of being there. Yoru asks how long he's been there, to which he says 82 years, and that he is the youngest person there, or that he's been there for the least amount of time compared to all of the other people who are there. He also specifies that he doesn't get hungry or thirsty and that attempts of unaliving himself are unsuccessful. So basically, this is a realm of immortality. If you are in this place, you cannot die. You are stuck. He said that there's other humans there as well, but that they've gone completely insane, so that you should completely avoid them. And that makes sense. If he's the youngest one there at 82 years, who knows how long some people have been there and how far gone their brains have gotten. Yoru desperately asks if there's any way to get out, and he says, well, there's got to be, because there was one person who did escape. And then she says, how? But then he goes, it's almost that time. I'm gonna lose it. So you can disappear now. This was obviously very confusing. Yoru and Asa and the audience are very confused. But at this moment, he climbs a tree, claims that she is a hallucination named Ritsuko, and then he begins screaming the word Mrii over and over again. And the chapter ends with him screaming that and Asa just staring at him in total confusion and fear. Denji still hasn't woken up. Asa and Yoru are completely hopeless at this point, and the Aging Devil is in full control of the situation in the real world. This chapter raises a few interesting questions, the first of which is, can you make contracts without specifically making them? So the guy who's been in the Aging Devil's domain, if you will, for a very long time, says that he got there by just wishing to make a contract, but he didn't actually make one. Basically, in return for his life on Earth, he got immortality and never had to age. So that is a contract, but he didn't specifically make that one. But obviously, he ended up in the Aging Devil's domain, so it has to have been a successful contract. Now the other question is, how did the Aging Devil use bang? Because Yoru can use it by owning the Gun Devil, so she can bang, you know what I'm saying? The running theory that I have seen and that I agree with the most is that the Aging Devil is mocking Yoru. Because in the last chapter, it was very clear to us that the Aging Devil does not think that Yoru is very mature or intelligent, so it would make sense if they're just like, oh, this is your dumb attack, let me do it at you now, and look, now I'm in control of the situation. Some people also think that it's just a thing that all devils can do, but I don't think that's true because we've never really seen it from anyone else other than Makima and Yoru. Another question that I've seen a lot of people say is, will Pochita and Denji split in this world because Yoru and Asa seem to be changing in control of each other pretty frequently? I don't think that will happen because the connection between Pochita and Denji has always been a little bit more unique than with other devil and human combinations. But it would be really interesting to see Pochita, Denji, Asa, and Yoru all in the same location talking together, except Pochita can't really talk. But the biggest question of this chapter is, who is that one person who escaped? The theory that I like the most is that it was Kishibe, who was the guy from way back in the beginning of the series from part 1, who trained Power and Denji, who clearly had been through a lot and has had a lot of experience with a lot of different devils, and he's also someone who's just very intelligent and very capable, so I think that it very well could be him. I think another potential idea is that it's Pochita in his devil form, but since this had to have been within the past 82 years since the guy knows about it, I don't know how likely that is. I would feel like Pochita would have been there a very, very long time ago, but that's just a random theory that I just thought of. And that's about everything that happened in this chapter. Denji, Yoru, and Asa are stuck in the Aging Devil's world, or the Aging Devil's domain expansion if you want to be fun like me. And the only other people in this world are insane lunatics, so that's not much help, but hey, who knows what'll happen next chapter. We're not on a break, so we're just going to go right into the next chapter next week. I cannot wait to see what happens. As usual, Fujimoto does an incredible job of building up suspense and creating an incredibly unique and always shocking story. But what do you think will happen next? Who do you think is the one person who escaped? Do you think that Pochita will appear? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. As always, hit the subscribe button for me, please. We're almost at 7,000 subscribers, and every single one of you guys helps. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.